Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of The Shape of Water. This movie came out last year. I've been wanting to see this for a while, and I finally got a chance to see it today. This movie is written and directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it stars Sally Hawkins as Elisa Esposito. Sally Hawkins. She's a mute who works. The story takes place in the 1962, around 1962, and she works. She's as a janitor in a top secret high security government lab, and she's mute, and she has her life, and she has her friends. She has one friend that she works with, of course, Octavia Spencer, who plays Zelda Fuller, and she also has a neighbor named Giles, played by Richard Jenkins, who's a sort of out of work, uh, I guess, advertising guy, artist, and that's she has her life where she goes to work, she prepares her meals and stuff. But she has a lonely life, but she does the best, basically the best that she can. And introduced into her life is one day this experiment, this I guess you would call it an amphibian man, gets brought into this high security government lab where they clean up, and she sort of forms a bond with him. She sees how he's treated, by this character named Michael Shannon, who's a kind of government agent. He's brought the creature here to this lab to get it examined and experimented on. And then one of the doctors there is played by Michael Schulbar. He plays Dr. Robert Hofstetler, and he's the doctor that is supposed to, examine the creature and tell the government agents how this creature, what is it made from, where does it come from, and stuff, and what characteristics does it have. And of course, like I said, Sally Hawkins' character, she's a mute, and she feels sympathy for the creature who's mistreated a lot by Richard Strickland, played by Michael Shannon, who's this really strict, uptight, uh, you know, kind of sadistic government agent, and who doesn't really, doesn't, he's, by the book, and he doesn't take crap from anybody. And so she kind of feels sympathy for the, this amphibian man, and she starts to bring this amphibian man, these little hard-boiled eggs, and she starts to, because she knows how to sign, she's mute, and she starts to teach it, and she forms a bond with it. And of course, and that's the gist of the story of her forming this bond with this creature, this amphibian man, and in her, this creature bringing something into her life, because she's lonely at that point, and he brings something to her life, and actually she brings something into his life as well. So it's kind of a mutual thing, and it's a beautiful story. Again, great performances by, especially I think Sally Hawkins, who plays Lisa, who she's mute, so she has to sign everything, and so you have to feel her emotions by her acting, literally by her acting, and she does a fantastic job. Uh, as Elisa, the mute girl who discovers this creature and forms this bond with him. And of course, I also special mention to, of course, Michael Shannon, who does a great job as this sadistic guy that that does, who does, he's by the book. He doesn't really care about this creature. This is another assignment to him, and he wants to get it done anyway by any means necessary. He doesn't care about being nice or anything else. Great, the usual good performance from Michael Shannon. And then, of course, Richard Jenkins, I thought was really good as Giles. He, like I say, he's Elisa's neighbor and her friend, and of course, they hang out together, and they eat together and watch TV and watch old movies together and stuff, and they kind of bond. And he's sort of a closeted artist, and she's his only friend, and Richard Jenkins gives a really good performance too. I think he should probably get nominated for supporting actor as well as Sally Hawkins will be. I don't know if she'll get nominated for Best Actor. I think she said. I think she gives this a really great performance. And Doug Jones, who's been in a lot of these, I know he's been in a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies, and he plays the amphibian, the amphibian man, and he's good. And of course, Octavia Spencer, who plays Zelda Fuller, the friend at work for Elisa, and then she's her usual really good self-set cast. So I love Octavia Spencer in this. She's just really a fun movie. But the story is about people connecting and stuff, and this lonely person and this creature coming together, and it's really beautiful. So, and plus you got the other stories about, you got Richard Jenkins' character of Giles, who's a closeted artist. His story as well. You get to know a little bit about him as well. And also, there's another character in this movie, Michael Shaw, who plays the doctor. And I don't want to kind of spoil what his role is, but he plays an important part as well. Okay, he notices that she's, teaching this creature, and it's really interesting what happens between all those characters and stuff. And I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It was just really, it had a certain kind of old-fashioned style to it. And like I said, they used to, Elisa and Giles, they watch movies, old movies together and stuff, and enjoy that. And it had a kind of an old-time feel to it. Again, the story takes place in the 60s and stuff, and it's just a really good movie. I really enjoyed it a lot, and it really just, really, the emotions really got to me. It's an excellent film by Guillermo del Toro. I enjoyed it tremendously, and I definitely highly recommend it. And if I had seen this movie before I made my best of 2017 list, I definitely would put this on it, because I think this is a really excellent movie, and I can't highly recommend it. It's just really great performances by the cast and a nice story, great direction. So I definitely highly recommend it. Definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of this movie. If you've seen it, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. And if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram in the description box, as well as my other channel, Paul's Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.